Welcome to 3.7. We are going to continue talking about transformations of functions, but today we're going to focus on reflections. So we're just going to practice graphing a function using a reflection. So when I talk about reflections, f of x is our function. So when we take negative f of x, it reflects about the x-axis. And so the way you can think about this is, again, this is on the outside. So outside of f of x, it goes on the x-axis. F of negative x, so when it's on the inside, it goes across the y-axis. Okay, and when we talk about our transformations, we're going to now have reflections and then horizontal and vertical shifts. So that's the order that we perform them. So we do the reflection first, whichever one it is, and then perform the translation. Okay, so let's look at an example. We're going to first identify the parent function, list the transformations, and then sketch the graph using at least 3 points. Okay, so I see my x squared up here. So I know that my parent function is f of x equals x squared. So I'm just going to graph what those points would be. So that would be negative 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. That's the parabola, that U shape that we've seen before. Okay, so what are the transformations that are happening here? First, I see a negative on the outside, so that's an x-axis reflection. Okay, then I see a plus 4 on the inside, so that tells me left 4, and a plus 3 on the outside, so that tells me up 3. Okay, so now I'm going to take my parent function, which is the red dots on my graph, and I'm going to perform those 3 transformations. So first, I'm going to reflect across the x-axis. So instead of opening up like this one does, my points are going to open down. So if I look at my first point here, I would reflect it across the x-axis so it ends up at negative 1, negative 1. Then I'm going to go left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 1, 2, 3. So I'm ending up at negative 5, positive 2. I'm going to do the same thing with the other 2 points, sorry. So when I reflect 0, 0, it doesn't change. So I'm just going left 4 and up 3. And then 1, 1, I'm reflecting, and then I'm going left 4, up 1, 2, 3. And so this is what the graph of my new function looks like with those transformations. Okay, so what would one look like in this case? We have a negative x inside the function. So first, we identify the parent function. We see this square root. So parent function is just the square root of x. So the 3 points that I'm looking at are 0, 0, 1, 1, and 4, 2. Again, those are my parent function points. So I'm going to take each of those. Let's list the transformations. So the negative x on the inside is a y-axis reflection. Let me just try that again. Y-axis. And then the plus 6 tells me it's moving up 6. Okay, so here's my y-axis. So again, I'm taking this point, I'm flipping it over the y. So again, that doesn't change this one, and then I'm going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one's actually going to be a little bit off my graph, but that's okay. We'll make do. Again, I take my point at 1, 1. I'm flipping it across the y-axis. So now it's in quadrant 2, and I'm going up 6. So again, I'm just estimating your graphs will, I think, go to 10. So you should be able to do this on your notes better than I'm doing it on here. And then same thing with the last one. I'm reflecting it across the y-axis, so it ends up all the way over here in quadrant 2. and then I would go up 6. So I'm going to end up over here somewhere, and now my graph looks something like that. Okay, so that is reflections, adding on reflections to the transformations that we've already talked about.